You have unknown sex appeal. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, you have unknown sex appeal. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, I carry something special. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I carry something special. Now, freaky people, this is not a video about sex. This is not a video trying to teach you how to accumulate more sex, guys. And this is not a video about trying to show women or men how to manipulate a person through sex. That's not what I'm doing here, all right? Like I said before in the past, there can be no good without bad. There can be no bad without good. So no one can convince me otherwise that sex appeal does not have goodness to it, okay? Goodness to it. And so I did some research, y'all. Y'all know how I do. I'm a bookworm. So I did some research, and there's a such thing called positive sex appeal. Could you believe that? Positive sex appeal. All right. Listen, y'all, before I read this definition, it can be used to build businesses, build congregations, ministries, all right, meaningful relationships, being promoted, friendships. The list goes on. Okay. The list goes on. Joel Osteen got a certain level of sex appeal. Okay. T.D. Jakes, Whoopi Goldberg. All right. Whoever you want to think about, they have sex appeal, especially if you're talking about being successful in a social world. It takes sex appeal, not with sexual relations or sexual acts, but with inner qualities that we possess. All right. A lot of people ain't going to hear me though. But listen to the definition of positive sex appeal. Positive sex appeal is a captivating blend of inner qualities and outward presentation, focusing on self-confidence, authenticity, kindness, passion, and good social skills, going beyond just looks to signal a healthy, desirable partner through behaviors like helping others, good communication, and self-care, creating an aura of intrigue and capability. You follow what I'm saying, y'all? I'm not talking about seducing somebody. I'm not talking about trying to finesse a person by utilizing your sexual goodies. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say sex appeal, I'm talking about utilizing that in a positive way. All right? See, listen, y'all. Some people have unknown sex appeal, meaning they have unknown qualities that can get them through certain doors, that can get them through certain people, that can allow certain people to be able to see them. You follow what I'm saying? And when they see them, you never know what that can do, what that transaction can relate to or translate to, rather. You never know what that can do, all right? You may have a teacher who can teach their butt off. No sex appeal. No one listen. But you have a teacher who can teach their butt off, but also can be charismatic in the process. Everybody listens. And you create students. I'm not going to say create, but you help develop students who now have high GPAs. You see what I'm saying? They're going to college. The point is that sex appeal is not all bad. It's about how you utilize it. You follow what I'm saying? And so that's what we're going to talk about within this video, how you know you have unknown sex appeal. If this is you, drop in the comments and say, this is me. All right. As y'all can see, y'all, a later post today, we just dropped the video on the Reno Speaks Life channel. Y'all make sure y'all go over to the Reno Speaks Life channel, run the likes up, the subscriptions up, the numbers up over there. I appreciate those who do. And family, I'm sending nothing but love, peace, and prosperity to y'all. All right. I hope y'all had a marvelous day because your boy had a delightful one. Okay. I had a little zag spit today. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I had to cheat today. It is what it is. Drop in the comments and let me know what y'all ate. But back to this unknown sex appeal. All right. Leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Also, y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Let's get right into it, y'all. This is how you know you got sex appeal. Number one, you possess natural charm. All right. You possess natural charm. Now, I know my Bible thumpers going to hit me in the comments and say, Reno, charm is in the Bible, and charm said, and it says that if a woman has charm, then it is deceit, right? It's in Proverbs, I believe Proverbs 33 or something like that. I'm not disagreeing with y'all. Charm can be bad, all right? But we not just gonna act like Joseph didn't have charm. In the Bible, it says that Joseph was handsome. In the Bible, it says that God was with Joseph and Joseph could have had anything. Y'all don't think he had charm? See, charm can be used in a good way as well. When you possess natural charm, you can help people's situation. Anybody seen the movie Preacher's Wife with Denzel Washington? I think the Loretta lady. You had Jennifer Lewis in there, Whitney Houston, Lionel Richie. I'm talking about them heavy hitters, right? And the movie was about an angel who was sent to help out the preacher. But the angel ended up falling for the preacher's wife. But he was on a mission, and the mission was to help the preacher, and his problem was his marriage, right? He was sent there to help him within his marriage. For those who've seen it, I'm sure y'all probably are some of the older crowd on this video. This movie came out in the 90s, or if not late 80s, right? One of the two. But the point is, y'all, is that he sent that angel there because the angel had charm, right? The angel had charm. And what the angel was doing is helping the preacher in his marriage, and also helping the wife too. Now, he then started falling for the wife. But this is when he had a wake-up call, and he had to realize what his mission was. And he still continued to use his charm to help them. And ultimately, he helped the marriage, and they got closer together. You know, they figured out things of how they're going to do life. He got his church together, the preacher did. He got back right with his son. Things came together, but it took a person with charm to help out the preacher's wife, right? Charm is not always used for deceit. It depends on what you are utilizing it for. You can help people with charm, okay? Why do you think it's called Prince Charming? You know what I'm saying? Charm is not always bad. I'll give y'all this story and then we'll move on to the next one. I didn't know I had unknown sex appeal. I was about 21 years old. I'm walking inside the airport. This lady walked up to me and she says, "You are so charming." And I couldn't believe it. I was lost for words. You know, I wasn't just like looking at her like a deer in headlights in the moment, but I was just like, in my mind. You follow what I'm saying? And so I had to realize that I had some unknown sex appeal about myself. Again, not to say that I was utilizing it to go sleep with women, but sometimes your charm can put a smile on somebody's face. Your charm can be the reason why somebody got back with their ex-wife or ex-husband, or just glued their marriage back together. Your charm can be the reason why somebody did not want to kill themselves. Like family, it gets deeper than just sex. Everything ain't about sex, but it's still unknown sex appeal. And that's the entire point that I'm making, y'all. Number two, it's going to be this right here, family. People feel seen around you, right? People feel seen around you. Are you that type of person to where you can go to a cookout, a family function, you can go to a school, you can go to a church, I don't care where you go, and you can make a person who feel like they're complete lowest at their highest? Everybody can't do that. Like, some people can be in a room with the best motivational speaker in the world. All right, the best motivational speaker in the world, but they still gonna be down, sluggish and druggish and draggish, okay, because you ain't moved me. But see, you have the type of spirit the way you move people. You follow what I'm saying? You move people. And see, it's your words, it's your spirit, it's your energy, it's the inner power that you have to where you can make anybody feel seen. And here's the thing. People know when you're being fake. Yeah. People know when you're not being authentic. People know when you're not being truthful. See, with you, you're genuine. It's a natural thing you have, but you don't even know you have it. It's unknown sex appeal. Those people feel seen around you. Y'all remember on the episode of Martin when they was talking about the first time they met, right? And everybody was telling their stories. All my Martin fans know this, but everybody was telling their stories. And then when it came to Gina telling her story about Martin, she portrayed him as being this lame, kind of dorky, geek type of guy, right? And when she's seeing him as that. And whenever he noticed her, he was just extremely shy, didn't know how to talk to her, whatever the case is. And she walks up to him and, she's talking to him almost like he's a little boy or whatever. But within her story and how the visualization was of it, she was like, making him feel seen, making him feel great, making him feel like, he was something special. You follow what I'm saying? But guess what? Everybody don't have that. Everybody can't make a person feel seen. And within that scene, that's something that she did to Martin. Yes, y'all, this is a show, but the point still remains. The point is, you can take a person who feels this small and make them feel this big by utilizing your charm. Charm is not all bad, all right? You have unknown sex appeal. Number 3 is going to be this right here, family. Natural, humorous vibe, okay? I can't talk today for some reason, y'all, but you have a natural, humorous vibe, okay? And actually, I want to change the vibe word and implement gift. Yeah, you have a natural, humorous gift. The reason why I'm going to change it from vibe is because a vibe is like, that's who you are all day, every day, right? When you listen to a comedian, that's their vibe for 2-3 hours. You may not want to be that for 2-3 hours. You may be that just for the moment. You may be that temporarily. You may be that for that event. You follow what I'm saying? But you still have the gift. The gift ain't go nowhere. The gift didn't go nowhere. So you have a natural, humorous gift, all right? Y'all know you got some people who are funny, but they don't know they're funny. You know what I'm saying? Like you got some people who are funny, but don't know they're funny. That's you. It's unknown. Like I'm sure there's a lot of comedians who've known that they were funny their entire lives, right? But when it comes to a person who's not a comedian or didn't even have the aspiration to be a comedian, okay, and here you are, have people telling them, man, you made my day today. Man, you made me laugh, and that goes back to comedians having charm. You have to have charm to make people laugh, all right? You have to have charm or sex appeal to build a business or a community of people who follow you. You have to have sex appeal. I'm not talking about a cult, all right? I know somebody gonna say, well, Reno, that's a cult. No, family. A television show is not a cult, all right? Every church is not a cult. Every business is not a cult, all right? But it still takes a certain level of charisma. It takes a certain level of sex appeal. It takes a certain level of inner qualities, authenticity as well, that gets a person to gravitate towards you. But anyway, y'all, getting back to my point. The point is that for yourself, you put a smile on people's faces. You make people happy. You make people laugh. You don't even be trying to. But it's a natural, humorous vibe. You can tell when your favorite comedian is doing the most to get a laugh, right? They may cuss a little too much. They may talk a little too aggressive. They're overly saying something, overly explaining. How many times Chris Tucker got to say it before you get that it was funny? One time. How many times does, Cat Williams got to say it before you get that it was funny? And the list goes on, even going back to Richard Pryor. It's not to say they can't cuss as a comedian, but a good comedian don't have to cuss as much, or if they cuss, you can tell that is natural. It's not about the cussing, but what it's about is having a natural, humorous gift. That is unknown sex appeal. Being able to make people laugh and make people day. You don't even know you're doing it. You don't even know how you're doing it, but you're doing it, okay? Number 4 is going to be this right here, y'all. You have a mysterious vibe, all right? You have a mysterious vibe, okay? I never forget, y'all, I was talking to this young lady, and here I am talking like I'm 80 years old, but I was talking to this young lady in the airport when I was working there. For those who've been watching me, y'all know I worked in the airport, but I worked in the airport, and I was having a conversation with this, young lady, and I was like, what is it that you like in a man? And she said, I like for him to be mysterious, She was like, I like for him to be mysterious. And what I gathered from that was, oh, that's a certain level of sex appeal, all right? Not knowing what a person is doing, not knowing who a person is, keeping that mystery going. Part of what makes a celebrity is the fact that you don't know what they do outside of singing. You don't know what they do outside of running the football up and down the field. All right. And that's why so many people become obsessed with celebrities, because I want to know what your life is like outside of the football field or the basketball court or the church or here or social media. Okay. It's a mystery. And so with yourself, you naturally have this because you don't talk about your business. So it makes you mysterious. You're not the loudest one in the room. It makes you mysterious. You don't have your whole line of business on social media. It makes you mysterious. You follow what I'm saying? And so this gives you a mysterious vibe, right? Number 5, y'all, is going with this right here. Self-assuredness. Yeah, family, self-assuredness. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I'm sure about myself. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I'm sure about myself. Listen, y'all, I don't care if you're talking about, I cannot always use these individuals as the poster child, because they are not only people who I respect at the high regards, but they were considered celebrities back then. Okay, and so I just want to kind of bring it into perspective with my point. But Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, y'all, they were sure of themselves. They were self-assured. All right. Nobody would have followed them if they didn't believe in what they was talking about. So if Martin Luther King didn't really believe he had a dream, we probably would not be where we are today, or he would not have been the one who can lead us to where we are. If Malcolm X didn't say by any means necessary, we probably as a people would not be standing up for ourselves. Reno, what are you saying? We believe in people who are assured within themselves. I hate to say it, y'all. I have to say it, rather. It's attractive. Being sure of yourself gives you a certain level of unknown sex appeal. See, you know who you are. That's the known part. But the unknown part is, hey, I didn't know that this makes me attractive. I didn't know that this gives me a certain level of positive sex appeal. I didn't know that. I just thought that I was just, being confident, being who I was. And that's what gives it that's what gives it the shock factor. Because it's like you come off innocent, pure. That's what makes it better. When are kids their most funniest? When they pure. When they don't know they being funny. When they don't know they saying something stupid. When they don't know. That's when it's cute. But my child bet, and I don't have kids, y'all, by the way, but my child bet not say a cuss word and you 8, 9, 10 years old. You know better. Yeah, you know better. You very sure of yourself. Okay? But when a kid, a child, cuss and by the way, they got that from somewhere, but I'm still making my point. When a child be a child at 2 years old, they hit something or they say a funny word, whatever the case is, y'all, they are sure of themselves at that time, and it's genuine because they are pure. And that's what I'm trying to say with yourself. You are pure in your self-assuredness. You are pure. That's why when you see the movies and the man is intelligent, he's smart, but he ain't even on sex. He's attractive, all that. He ain't even on sex. I don't want no sex, baby. I just want to get the job done. That turn on even more because you ain't even thinking like that. You pure. You self-assured. And that's what gives you the sex appeal. But here's the thing, y'all. What turns sex appeal bad is when people make it bad. When people use it for evilness, okay? The tree that Adam and Eve ate from wasn't an evil tree. It was just forbidden because he did not want them to know the difference between good and bad. And when they ate from the tree, they suddenly covered themselves up. And they didn't know why. They were sure of who they were, but you're no longer pure. When you are pure and self-assured, that is when it's beautiful. You follow what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. But you have unknown sex appeal. We're going to go ahead and do a recap and then we'll conclude this video. Number 1, y'all, you possess a natural charm, all right? Number 2, people feel seen around you. Number 3, natural humorous gift. You have a natural humorous gift. Number 4, a mysterious vibe. Okay. And number 5, y'all, self-assuredness. Listen, family, take this for however you take it. I hope that it resonated for some. I know some is not going to understand it, and that's okay. All right. That's okay. But hear me, y'all, and hear me good. Positive sex appeal is not bad. It is about negative sex appeal that is wicked and evil. Bad charm, negative charm, all those different things. All right. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and conclude this video. Make sure y'all go over to the Reno Speaks Life channel, run the likes up, subscriptions up, run the numbers up over there as well. Y'all be sure to go over to the Rich Mentality Academy, join the membership. Y'all be sure to also get you a Yes Sir hoodie, Yes Sir t-shirt. You can book a one-on-one session with your boy and check out any one of my books. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.